Okay, back to this Mario-ton. Looks like I'm going to the next generation. Sounds like this will be tough to do by myself. Huh. Usually someone crashes in here. Fine! I'll do it myself. Too many collabs. By 1988, the Japanese Nintendo Famicom was going down in sales. So then Nintendo president Hiroshi Yamauchi decided to start work on their next home console, the Super Famicom, or Super NES everywhere else, along with a new Super Mario game to launch aside it. And so the Miyamoto Bike gang went to work. And after some concerns, trials, tribulations, and a delay, Super Mario World was released in 1990 in Japan, 91 in the US, and 92 in Europe. Unlike the first 4 games, I played this one all the way back during Christmas of 2011 on the Wii's Virtual Console with a GameCube controller. Don't do this. So, despite coming after the ultimate Mario game, does this live up to the expectations? And how are those 16-bit graphics? What are bits anyway? The story starts right after the events of Mario 3, where Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach decide to go to Dinosaur Island for a vacation, where nothing bad could ever happen? I suppose Jurassic Park wasn't due to release for another 3 years, so who would blame them? When suddenly, Peach disappeared. Meanwhile, Mario and Luigi came across an egg, which hatched into Yoshi. He tells them that Bowser and his minions are here and at it again, trapping him and other Yoshis in eggs. Which is kinda weird since after this game, he would occasionally be trapped in an egg, but it's just a thing he can do now? Game day! So now, with the help of Yoshi, it's up to the Mario Brothers to stop Bowser, save Peach, and Dinosaur Land. First off, this is probably my favorite map in any Mario game. Rather than having 8 different worlds, this is all one big world with little sections in it. Like you have Donut Plains, Vanilla Cave, the Twin Bridges, etc. And it's also just fun to walk around this place. In Mario 3, the paths were all straight lines, and you usually saw everything in 1 or 2 screens. The paths here curve, and you can climb up and down ladders, a fish might jump out if you go past here, and when you beat a level or find a secret exit, which I'll get to later, the path will change. Going into the actual game itself though, the controls are so much better too. Mario's momentum is near perfection. You have total control in mid-air. We've really come far since the first Super Mario game, or even Donkey Kong. You can kick the shell upwards, you can use the L and R button to look a little further to your left or right, you can do this new spin move to destroy some tougher enemies, jump on top of spiky enemies, and break blocks when super, and you can even shoot a fireball while holding an item. If you want to do that. The Super Mushroom and Fireflower return, but not any of the new ones from 3. They were gonna bring over Raccoon Mario, but at the time, the game was looking a little too similar to Mario 3, so they replaced it with the Super Feather, which turns you into Cape Mario. This is essentially the Raccoon Leaf on steroids. This tin is strong! You can spin much faster, you can float down by holding the jump button rather than constantly pressing it, and you can fly up like before. And yet, not like before. You still build up speed to go up, but once you're in the air, you can stay up there for as long as you like by rocking left and right at the right times. In the right levels, you can basically skip them altogether if you know what you're doing. This is a power-up that's easy to use and hard to master. Oh, and you can create a shockwave when you crash down or something. When you take a hit, no matter what power-up you have on you, you will always go back to Small Mario, just like the first game. But to make up for that, you have an item reserve box. Rather than being on a map and holding many, you can only hold one power-up at a time, but you can use it within the level itself. Whenever you pick up another power-up, the power-up you had on you will automatically go into the box, and you can bring it out anytime you like with a press of the select button, or when you take a hit, in which case it'll happen automatically. I prefer this compared to only being able to use it on a map. I feel much more safer with this. Just be careful you don't replace other items in that box with the mushroom. That gets annoying sometimes. There are two other items that aren't technically power-ups. There's this pea balloon, which will make Mario float in the air for a short time.
And climb up tree.
And, of course, Yoshi. This rideable dinosaur can eat almost anything, except for dolphins, can stomp on anything, and can give you a double jump by jumping off his back. Don't judge me. And when he eats certain colored shells, he can gain more abilities. Red shells will make him spit out fireballs, yellow shells will make his stomps more powerful, and blue ones will make him fly. And if you find a baby Yoshi and feed him until he's fully grown, he'll have the same ability as whatever color he is, regardless of what shell he eats. You'll still lose him when you take a hit, but he'll run away and you'll have a chance to jump back on him before he runs off a cliff. You can't climb with him, and there are some levels you can't go in with him, but otherwise, he's a great addition to the game. Plus, he's very marketable. As for the levels, I'd say they're a step up from Mario 3. Most of them aren't as big as them, and with the cave, I can understand why. But you do get a few larger levels. The game also doesn't have that many gimmicky levels. You get the occasional one-off levels, like this one where your path may change depending on the coins you've collected and the timer, and the level with the enemies in the bubbles. But they're mostly tame in terms of gimmicks. And there's a lot in them. You've got bigger platforms, bigger pipes, lots of slopes in every way imaginable, blocks that'll stretch, moving ropes, switch blocks that'll change the moving platform's course, these triangular blocks that'll let you run up walls, roulette blocks that'll give you a random item. Instead of the usual bricks, now we've got these blocks with eyes that'll flip around when you hit them, letting you pass through, but they'll go back after a few seconds. And these dragon coins that, when 5 of them are collected within a level, will give you an extra life. I'd say they're not worth collecting though. They're pretty hidden and you have to collect them all just for one stinking extra life. There are also these secret areas to get more extra lives by hitting the blocks in the right order. It's so easy to miss though! There's also this checkpoint that, unlike the previous games, you can actually see, and crossing it will turn you into Super Mario. As for the goal, this time it's 2 giant poles with a piece of tape that moves up and down. Touching the tape will get you star points. The higher the tape, the more star points you get. And once you get 100 of them, you'll be able to play this bonus game for extra lives. And speaking of goals, there's now these secret areas that you'll find off the beaten path. Sometimes it's just another gold pole, but it's usually a key and a floating lock. These will open up hidden levels on the map, with most acting as a shortcut to much later levels, further adding to the playfulness of the map. I like how you can tell if there's a secret exit in that level or not, based on whether or not the little dot is red. Though, when you get to the Forest of Illusion, finding these secret exits becomes required. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in an endless loop. Same for this one stage on Chocolate Island. Starting to get Lost Levels flashbacks with the hidden blocks. These secret exits may also open up one of the 5 stars that will take you to Star Road. And if you find the secret exits in all of the levels in that area, you'll have access to the Special Zone, home to the hardest levels in the game, as well as being able to play the level from the title screen. That's kinda cute. And if you wait for 3 minutes, you'll get a nice remix of the Super Mario Bros. Theme. I love this one. Kinda makes you forget the level's names like Mondo and Tubular. Thinking about it now, the 90s is a little like today with words like based and stuff. I'm getting old and I don't like it. And if you beat all of them, you'll be able to turn the map autumn, and some of the enemy sprites will change. Creepy. Speaking of which, some of the enemies from the previous game return. The Cheep Cheeps, Bullet Bills, Buzzy Beetles, Spinies, Bob-Ombs, Pokies, Munchers, and Dry Bones. Other returning ones are a little different. The Koopas will slide out the shells when jumped on, some of them will even fly using the cape. These weird looking Goombas that you can't kill by just stomping on them, unless you have Yoshi. Piranha plants that will literally jump out of pipes. Hammer Bros that will fly about on a platform. Those stupid fire-spitting flowers, which are now out of water, and the Lakitus, which you can now push off the clouds and ride it anywhere you want. Finally bringing that old concept from the first Mario game to life, alongside a rideable animal. As for the new ones, There's Fuzzies, Wigglers, which will get mad if you jump on them and follow you, Sumo Bros that can send down a spark below them and set the platform ablaze, Monty Moles, giant bullet bills called Bonanza Bills, Jesus that's scary, Rex, who you had to stomp on twice, Dino Rhinos, which when stomped on turns into Dino Torch, who can breathe fire, Swoops, Blogs, who will jump out of you from lava, Porcupuffers, who thankfully doesn't eat you, Rip Van Fish, who will chase after you, Torpedo Ted, the underwater version of Bullet Bill, Urchin, Fishbones, and Charging Chucks, American footballers who will charge at you, jump up and clap their hands, multiply, and throw baseballs, footballs, and rocks at you. Not that many dinosaur-like enemies, but there's still a variety of enemies, and I especially like the old enemies that do new stuff. Except for the Goombas, that's weird. Alongside the usual level types like the overworlds, undergrounds, underwaters, etc., there's also the castles and the ghost houses. These are also your only means of saving the game, alongside the switch palaces. Hit the switch and you'll get some extra blocks as platforms or power-ups. The developers put these here as a way to choose your own difficulty, which makes sense. With the ghost houses, they're usually puzzle-like levels. Find the right door and how to get to it. It's also here where you'll find a load of boos. Big boos, a circle of boos, boos that turns into stone, solitaire boos, and the castles are very similar to Mario 3, just with more of these giant traps, like these wooden and spiked pillars, saw blades, and other spiky things, and these magic Koopas that can teleport and fire magic at you, which will turn blocks into enemies. And at the end of each of the castles lies the boss. More than likely, you'll fight the Koopalins, but on the rare occasion, you'll fight Resinor, 4 fire-breathing Triceratops on a spinning platform. All you have to do is knock them all off from underneath and done. The tricky part is when you get 2 of them, the platform underneath you will slowly disappear. But it should be no trouble. A small step up from Boom Boom, and again, you'll rarely see him. As for the Koopalins, they're an improvement from Mario 3, but it's not saying much. There's 4 different boss battles, and you'll have to do them twice, except for Ludwig. With Iggy and Larry, you'll have to jump on them to slide them into the lava while the platform is rocking back and forth, while they turn their heads into balls? With Morton and Roy, they'll run on the walls and ceiling and will drop down on you. Lemmy and Wendy will hide in the pipes and you have to jump on them and not the dummies. And as for Ludwig, he'll spit fireballs at you and will chase you in his spiky shell. They all go down way too fast. The most challenging is Iggy and Larry, and that's because every time they're near the edge, the platform tips the other way and they move the other way. It takes a little patience. Despite the word bros being removed from the game's title, except for Japan, the multiplayer returns, and besides the addition of sharing lives with each other and the removal of the Mario Bros battle, there isn't really any difference from 3. I mean, to be fair, there's only so much you can do with the taking turns multiplayer concept. We're certainly not a new Wii yet. In terms of how the game looks, it's certainly taken a huge advantage of the Super Nintendo. There's so much more details on a lot of things, especially the platforms and backgrounds. And the colors! It's all so bright and, well, colorful. I especially love the ice levels and how everything's sparkly. The levels in Chocolate Island though, well, it doesn't look much like chocolate. It looks like dirt. Don't eat that. And the game certainly loves to show off its huge sprites and their scaling and rotation. And the little cutscenes after defeating a Koopalin are very charming. I love them. If I have any real complaints with the visuals, well, for one, Small Mario's eyes. I get they wanted to give him a little more personality, but I don't know, he just looks dead inside. Also, they went really overboard with the parallax scrolling in this level. It's really hard to judge when you're gonna land. With the music, it's an interesting story. The legendary Koji Kondo feels like he had made too much music for Mario 3, and that each new piece had less impact than the last. And as much as I really enjoyed the soundtrack, he does have a point. So, he made one amazing melody and have other pieces use the left motifs from that song. And this is a great melody, I really love it. And the rest of the soundtrack is great, from the underground and underwater, to the maps and the ending. And when you ride Yoshi, drums will be added to the music, which gives the soundtrack a nice bit of flavor. Kinda tastes like green eggs and mushrooms. These mushrooms are called Rossula aeruginiu, and apparently they're edible. If you'd ask me which I'd pick between Mario 3 and World, honestly, that's a difficult decision for me, but I can at least say I prefer the main theme of World to any of the music in 3. So, once you get to the end of Chocolate Island, you'll find a sunken ship full of ghosts, the very same one from Mario 3. That's got dark. And upon completion, you'll open up the entrance to the Valley of Bowser. These levels are alright, a bit challenging, but not by that much. And then we get to the final castle, which is just as easy as Mario 3. What's going on here? Doesn't help that you can find the secret back door that skips half of the level. Bowser's castle has a freaking back door. This is so comical, I love it. This is the starting point of Bowser's goofball side. Okay, to be fair, I did get lucky during recording for this review. You have 4 doors to choose from in 2 sections, then you go through a dark area that's lit up by a disco ball. Mario's partying like it's 1990, bros. The back door pretty much skips to the disco ball section. Hey, look at that, the ninjas from Mario 2 USA. I'd question what they're doing here, but then again, ba-bums. And as for the final battle, he's in a clown car.
All it takes is one bad Mario Party game.
This fight is a little easy, not gonna lie. All you have to do is avoid his giant bowling balls and fire, throw these Mecha Koopas back at him, while Peach throws down mushrooms every now and again. And once he's defeated, Peach is saved, everyone goes back to Yoshi's house, and the eggs you've rescued from the castles hatch into little baby Yoshis. And that was Super Mario World. What do I think of it? Well, I can say without a doubt that this is the best Mario game out of the 5 classic games. It controls amazingly, the power-ups are great, it looks and sounds beautiful, the levels can be a little too easy, but the secrets make up for it. It's just a well-crafted, fun game. If you have to play any of the Mario games, this is a perfect start. The Mario team really outdid themselves with this one. There are 2 ports that I'd like to touch on for a bit. There's the All-Stars plus Super Mario World port. It doesn't really have any changes besides having an extra save slot and giving Luigi a unique sprite. That being said though, considering this is Super Mario All-Stars bundled with Super Mario World, this is probably the best package ever. And there's Super Mario Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Now, there's not many changes here, at least compared to the other Advance remakes we've talked about on this Mario-thon. For one, the screen's a little brighter, just like Advance 1. There's an intro cutscene showing them arriving and Peach disappearing. You can take 2 hits instead of 1 now, if you're Fire or Cape Mario, just like Mario 3. Of course, being a Super Nintendo game on a Game Boy Advance, the screen is cropped once again, which makes the title screen and Mario on the map screen funny looking. Some of the levels have been edited a little, and Luigi plays like 2 USA, but also his fireballs bounces higher. When he hits a 10 block coin, they all jump out, and when on Yoshi, it'll take a while for Yoshi to eat an enemy, allowing you to spit them out if you want. The dragon coins are also now collectibles, though you do have to collect them all without dying once, otherwise they'll just respawn back. It's Crash Bandicoot 1. And all you get for collecting them all is changing those coins to Peach coins. Yay. Oh, and you can eat the dolphins because Yoshi knows a bad game when he sees one. It's an alright remake. I'd say play it if you're already a fan and wanting to do some extra collecting, but if you're playing the game for the first time, stick with the original. Alright, on a roll here. I know I said I'd be going back to the Mario-thon, but next time, I'd like to get a different game off my chest. Sigh. Speaking of a different game, I wonder how Silver's doing, it's been a while.
They got the Wii because I had one. Funny how things work out.
He's reviewing Mario Kart DS without me.
Having a Mario Kart game on the go.
Well, actually, this is my first
Lucario
Mario Kart.
X?
The DS was
You collaborated with Lucario X? That Gundam wannabe Pokemon doesn't even own that game!
So with our history of the game out of the way, let's get to the game itself.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this with absolutely everybody in the entire universe. Leave no person unviewed from this video. This took a little bit of a while to edit, if I'm going to be honest. I am a bit sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. And as I teased at the end of this one, I will do one other non-Mario related thing before going back to the Mario-ton. Yeah, some Mario-ton this is. And I got a new Patreon supporter, the #1 Thai man. There he is. Get him up on that board, yes. You may recognize him from the Blood Production Group. He's a very great guy, and he also does reviews of his own, which are honestly funnier than mine, and he does a lot of cool art. 2 of them you might notice from my other videos, one of the season videos, season 3 I think, and the Mario anime movie. So yeah, thank you very much, and to everyone else, I will see you later. Goodbye.